Huh?
I hope that wasn't on.
No. Oh crap, it's recording already. It's like 15 minutes recording already.
Absolutely.
It's kidding.
That is, you are.
No.
Holly, Bob Salinger call you about septic system up at the other station? He told me.
Yeah,
I can't remember if that had a pump or not.
well, it must have, it's got a line and it's gotta have a pump.
Oh, okay.
Got a pump chamber. You put them in that.
Yeah. I remember we dug it up once for some reason.
Told him to go over the.
Can't think of
See,
what it
Carrie,
was.
Carrie was out there over here.
We had plans,
I didn't remember, I knew it was Chambers, because I remember putting it in.
I remember the chambers, I couldn't remember if there was a
Well,
pump.
if you got on a line, there's gotta be a pump chamber there somewhere, you know, that's what regular.
Well, I also told him, I said, if there's a pump, there's gotta be a circuit breaker too. Did you check and see if there's a circuit breaker
Yeah.
that says pump?
Should be a box for it of some sort, yeah.
Yeah, it should be.
I don't remember where the alarm was though.
They sort of kept going on.
No. I don't know why
I
they,
couldn't believe the time.
I was on
Flew.
vacation.
I said,
Didn't
oh
they?
my
and they
God.
finally came home.
Get in the car, it's the first.
Somebody's not riding anxious and climbing in them anymore.
We dug it up once for some reason, and it wasn't long after it was built.
To get it pumped, was pumped once.
It was to get it pumped, it wasn't,
It was
Did
just
you
to
do
get it
something?
pumped. And it didn't, if I remember, it was a long time ago. It didn't need to be pumped.
is it backing up into the building?
I don't know what's happening now.
The alarm, he told me the alarm was just going off all the time. They
Yeah.
had to switch it, shut it off, so there must be a breaker there somewhere.
The pump's 40 years old, so it's time for a new one.
That was 40 years ago, 86.
No,
Really? Isn't it?
35. I can tell you pumps only last about 25 years,
Well, that's
From
how yours
experience?
lasted.
from experience.
No one will last for, well, definitely we won't see the end of it.
But I would say lately, that pump might not come off for weeks, because no one's down lately.
That's true, yeah. All right. I sure as hell didn't want to come here tonight. I need a day off. A night off or something.
Oh, based on the fact that chief comes to all the selectmen's meetings.
Yeah, he does.
We don't need a commission.
There's an interesting thought.
Motion.
Let's glide for a little while.
All right, good evening, everybody. It's 7 o'clock here, so we'll call the meeting to order.
We're actually reconvening. We already called it to order.
For the non, oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Called it to order at 6:30.
6:30?
Now
Okay.
we're reconvening.
All right, so we'll rise it to the pledge of allegiance.
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, first item, I'm gonna make a motion to seal the minutes from the non-public.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Okay, so we have to elect the chairperson.
I'll motion we elect Dave Dion as, or to continue as the chairperson.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Aye, all in favor? All right,
Aye.
now we gotta review the minutes here. We had two sets of minutes, so we have the non-public. I take it that you saw the minutes from the non-public from last week, okay? Are you all set for that? Oh, you weren't here, so you're not even
He's
involved.
gonna be abstaining on both
Abstaining.
of those.
Okay, So,
I'll motion we accept the non-public minutes of March 19th as presented.
and I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so non-public is all set for Lil here.
And I motion that we accept the minutes of the public meeting of March 19th
And I'll second that.
as presented.
Okay, second that, all in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Okay, got them both signed for you, Lil, okay? Okay, minutes are done. Okay, chief, you're up.
The first thing is the promotion.
Okay,
I think we'll deal with that first. We're recommending that Officer James Chu would be promoted to the rank of patrol sergeant. That's what I'm asking the commission to do. And have him start at grade 12, step E.
okay, so we're gonna need a motion to that effect. Okay,
I'll make that motion
Okay.
to promote James to sergeant at grade 12, step 8, starting at grade 12, step 8.
I'll second that.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations.
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 Kind of along with that, we've started a kind of revived, I think it's an old tradition, of the officers will actually be sworn in by the town clerk. So he'll come in during the town office hours and get sworn in by the town clerk. And then he'll do like an official swearing in, but we're gonna save that for like our annual event like we had last month. So that's why he's not actually getting sworn in right up here in front of everybody. We're gonna save that that way you can invite family members and stuff.
I got a document before they leave.
Yeah.
We can do it tomorrow if you want.
Okay, great. Perfect.
Okay,
Just need our signatures, Bill?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
okay,
All right, so some other stuff that has been going on this month, we've been, again, been very busy with a lot of call activity. We actually had 2 stabbings this month. One was a self-inflicted stab, which was a pretty serious one. Ended up, the lady got some mental health help after that occurred. There was another stabbing. After it was investigated, we had people called out to investigate it. The victim didn't want to pursue the charges. So that's still under investigation, but right now it's not going anywhere. We also had 1 fatality due to a fentanyl overdose this month, which was a bad deal, but it is what it is. We're still kind of grappling with the best way to deal with those situations in town, kind of across the whole state. So it is affecting even the smaller towns. So on the 15th of this month, we're having that school drill. I know that's been coming up. We're gonna have a school evacuation drill and an off-site evacuation. That should be all planned now. That's pretty well set. On the 16th, there is town training at the safety center. The town's having Primex come and do their annual training event. But as part of that, we've talked to some of the selectmen. They were restarting the process of looking at our expansion at our building. And they're gonna come to a site walk right before that meeting, just because all 3 selectmen will be at the training. So they posted a meeting and they're gonna come take a look around and see what our ideas were for kind of scaling down the expansion that was proposed last year. April is also hands-free enforcement month, so anyone who wants to drive around on their phone, probably not the month to do it. We're gonna have extra patrols out for the month of April. That's a grant to highway safety. And we will be giving up, hopefully, stopping cars for people being on their phones. We're also starting this Coffee with the Cops program. That should be coming in May. Officer Bowley's gonna go meet with the library director, and we're probably gonna have the first one there at the library. And then we will expand to other locations, seeing how that goes. So that should be, there should be more about that in the crier this month coming up. We also have been looking into working with Manchester Mental Health to send an officer to crisis intervention training, which is a team comes out if someone has a mental health emergency. They can call people from Manchester Mental Health will now come out to the scene there. Where before you used to have to bring them to the hospital. It's really worked pretty good. But they especially train some police officers to go with them. So that way they provide some security for them, and they also have a connection with somebody in different communities when they're outside of Manchester. There's already a bunch of Manchester officers that are trained in it. So we're thinking about doing something like that as we approach the summer. We're also going to be we're looking into doing some active shooter training again this summer. We did it last summer. Who's that with us, with TSA or Air Marshals?
Yeah.
Air Marshals runs an active shooter training program, and
because one of them lives in town, they were fortunate enough to invite us to that, that's down at Hanscom Air Force Base. Sergeant Cashman had a pretty good idea this year that we're gonna maybe try to work a joint training with Chester and Candia, because when we do go to some kind of event, God forbid anything ever did occur, it would be with those officers who are on duty, and it'd be the bordering towns that would be there first. So it wouldn't hurt to have some of the training with them. So we'll be looking for that in the summertime as well. Melissa's also planning something with the neighborhood watch people, which will be coming up next. It's some kind of neighborhood night out, I forget what she was calling, there's a term for it.
Who's my number?
National Night Out.
National Night Out is a national program where all neighborhood watch groups get together, like go out on the same night and have like a little celebration of having the neighborhood watch groups. And it's like an anti-crime night, everybody says.
Yeah, when is that?
It's in August.
In August.
So we'll kind of plan, we're just really in the early planning stages of that.
Yeah.
And it's like I said, it's a national event, Hooksett does it, it's really
Yep.
pretty good thing. So we're looking more.
It's a great idea.
Other than that, there's no lieutenant's report today, his daughter's getting inducted into the National Honor Society, so he's not here,
Okay.
and that's what we got.
Okay, any questions for the chief? Okay, with that, neighborhood watch, hello, Steve Grange, how are you?
Very well, how are you doing?
Good. Kinda quiet on all fronts?
It's been very quiet, and that's a good thing, fortunately, so.
Yeah, that's right.
Keeps going that way.
Yeah. Once we get these, the dates kinda set on this August thing, it'd be great that we can hammer them
I've had.
and with a lot of different messages so that we can, make them remember that date.
Yeah. Melissa's been trying to contact me for the last couple of weeks, trying to schedule something to go over everything, all the details of what it is,
Okay. Yeah.
what's gonna be happening, but, it sounds like a good program, so.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, all right. Anything else, or?
No, in fact, I know I was, I know you guys deal with Comcast email, right? And
Yes.
I know I do my distributions through Comcast, and I've been having some issues with them recently. I keep, like, when I send out even some of my personal emails or emails from work, using my personal email account. We're getting a lot of error messages. Have you been getting the same issues at all?
We don't actually have it for our email, but we had our internet has been having lots of problems, but I think they finally rectified it, but we were down on and off our phones and.
Oh, really? Okay, 'cause yeah, I've had it just recently this week, and I was kind of a little bit concerned with, because I still do the email distribution out to people, and I know sometimes I send things out and they get error messages, so I'm gonna try to set up something with the neighborhood watch, send out a test email, just to make sure they get anything that I send out to them. But I haven't had a chance to do it yet, because I've been like slammed with work recently, which is a good thing, but.
Yeah.
All right, great. Well, thank you very much, Steve.
Yeah, Steve, thanks.
Thank you. Okay, anything in the old business that you wanna revive?
Not that I can.
Okay. All right, with that said, new business, do we have any evaluations?
We didn't, and I'm not thinking we will until Melissa, because.
Okay,
Little break,
We did.
there's a little break, though.
Yeah.
I know sometimes you get 3 or 4 in
Yeah.
1 month. All right, well, before we adjourn, anybody got any questions or anything? Well, it's a short meeting. Then I'll entertain a motion to adjourn at 7:10.
So moved.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
You gotta stay, you gotta sign something.